Yo, what's good? The 9 circles of fashion hell. We're reacting to it.
Sponsored by Squarespace. So let's go back to the first time that we all ever started caring about fashion. The first time that you ever had a say.
Bro, what the fuck, bro? Bro, when y'all have kids, bro, is y'all kids gonna be like dripped out like this, bro? Like, I feel like it'd be. Nah, this fit is ass. What the fuck? Nah, this shit flee though. This shit flee. I can't lie. This little nigga. Nah, take off the fucking glasses. Take off the glasses and this chain shit, then you alright. This nigga. Nah, this shit ass too.
About what you had on. For some of you, it might be quite recent, where
What the fuck?
you only just started getting into fashion. And for some of us, it might be so far back that you can't even really remember the first time you put anything on your...
Bruh. I was tight fitted when I was a kid. I had Jordans and shit, bruh.
yourself.
I
But the
was
second that you
posing, bro,
even
I had
just
a
start to
bro, I
care
was really
about
posing,
what you
bro. I was
have
like,
on in general,
like, all types
welcome
of
to the
things,
first
bro.
circle of fashion hell, limbo, where there is really no punishment yet, you know, as you haven't done anything wrong, right? Because you really haven't had the chance to. Ignorance is bliss, you know, until you decided that maybe that fruit in the garden might be a little sweeter. I personally, if I could go back and I was given the option again, I would be eating the blue pills like Nurse Clusters, dog. But now I don't have TSA pre-check, so I take off my tabbies and put them in that fucking bin like a freak at the airport.
If I didn't care, life would be.
Because I decided, you know,
I would pick the blue pill too. Life would be easier if I did.
I want to look good for the sit in
bro.
coach, or I don't know. Anyways, the circles of fashion hell. There's a
everything I
circle
do
for
is for the
everyone,
hell.
as you can see here.
Everything
And
I
if
do
you
is for
feel like
the
you
hell,
haven't
bro.
committed any of these sins, then maybe you're just not trying hard enough, you know? Which is embarrassing. Personally, I think that's embarrassing. Because the devil doesn't even want you on his team. That's how useless you are, dog. The devil watching you play pickup basketball like, let him shoot, because he knows that you're not really gonna give it anything. You loser. Level 1, lust. Now the first circle of punishment and the next circle of fashion hell is lust. This is where you first start to apply value to the material. It's the first time you ever understood.
What the fuck? What the $1,400 for nigga? That's a new PC, bro. I want a rich nigga to just fund my shit, bro.
Why things
Come
are
on,
priced
bro.
the way they're
Give me a
priced,
rich
and then
nigga.
even maybe playing into it. And then if it goes bad, you know, your reality starts to shift and you start to judge others for not participating in this fake game. And on the inverse, you start to give people credit that they don't deserve, all because they have this really cool thing on that's not even real, but you think it's cool because other people have said it's cool. And you know, that's kind of like the natural first step into getting into fashion. It's just finding things to look cool on others and then wanting to also look and maybe even feel that way too. But this can get really sour fast. This is a weed that really grows and festers if you don't take care of it. And you know, obviously there's a punishment for this. And if we're gonna pretend I'm Satan, all right, you know, I get, you know, okay, so the punishment for this circle is simple. It's very simple. You win, you know? You get everything you've ever wanted. All the cars, the clothes, the money, right? You get everything. The PJ, the penthouse, the AP. You get whatever the hell you want, but you can't see it. Because you can't see, and you're blind. And you can't hear. And you can't feel, and you can't taste. And just, you don't have any of your senses. But you do have all of this stuff that I promised you. And it might not feel that way because, you know, you can't feel. But I promise, on my life, you really do have that. I know you can't see it. You just it might not feel like it, but I promise you, you do have that stuff. And imagine it's that for like all eternity, and you're kind of just like, but you have the AP though, you know, so it might be cool. Level 2. Gluttony. The next circle of hell is gluttony. This is where you start to take action on your superficial vices, you know, but you don't have the discipline or patience to do things the right way. You just start to take shortcuts through fast fashion and fakes. Closet doesn't work well together. It's just a fucking mess. You're just a pig right now. Your concept of style just totally gets consumed by the slop that you try to feed it. It's not even real anymore. It's just a whole bunch of, it's a mess. Again, this is what happens when you take action on your material lust the wrong way. The punishment for this is simple. You know that feeling where you're just kind of bloated? Like you just feel like, oh man, I feel like shit in my clothes. Like I feel like everything fits wrong, and it's like, and it might not even look like it visually. Like you might just feel that way. Like so, imagine that feeling.
Yeah, I felt like that at a young age.
But forever. And it never goes away.
Whoa.
And you're always feeling like lethargic and slow. Like you're gonna, like, you just look bad, right? And you're just moving weird. And you're just like, man, dude, like, what's wrong with me today? And you can't even get out of it by taking a bigger shirt or bigger pants, because no matter how big the clothes are, you're still gonna feel that way. You're just gonna feel really bad. Forever. It's like getting waterboarded, but it's your whole body, you know? Level 3, greed. Ref. The next circle of fashion hell is greed, which is another form of reckless consumption. But on the other side of it, where instead of like basking in slop and quantity, it's just like abhorrent purchases. It's like when you slowly start to like save up money for things, which is nice, but then you start to buy the wrong things. Like you just start to spend a disproportionate amount of your hard-earned dollars that could be going to better, smarter things, but you're buying stupid shit, you know, thinking that it's gonna change your life, but it doesn't change your life. It just changes the way you live, dog. That is not how it's supposed to be. The worship of false gods and false idols. Your misjudgment will be your judgment. And the punishment, man, this circle of hell, just an endless desert. Just simple, you know, classic. Just a classic punishment where God just throws you in the desert, dude. And then where every mirage and oasis of like where you think there might be relief, all of that is just an illusion, and you kind of just end up back exactly where you were, but you're now thirstier. And to just top it off, like you're not even, you know, like when you're in the desert, trim right now because
Nigga,
I've been
he
out
buff
here for
as
so long,
fuck.
just
What the
getting
hell?
my steps in, you know, fasting, but you don't
Okay.
get trim, and you don't get lean, and you don't get shredded. Instead of that, man, throw the lethargic punishment also on top of that. So you're in the circle of learning about this word, thinking,
holy shit, what the fuck is this?
I don't even teach. I don't even gotta know what the that means. I feel it. Wrath. That W doesn't even need to be there. That is just a decoration. But by wrath, I mean just bad, loud, negative social commentary. This is that person, right, that gets to a stage of fashion where you're just consuming so much, both material and content-wise in the world of fashion, to the point where you're just like, it's like a black hole, right? Like, where you're just eating just so much shit. But every now and then, you gotta like a quasar from a black hole, but imagine if that quasar was like lukewarm take on TikTok and talking to the camera, just like, I think skinny jeans fucking suck. It's that. It gets to a point of critical mass where you're just consuming so much mediocrity to where you're like, I gotta fucking do something about this, and you just have no outlet, so you just decide to be like, I think tabbies are fucking ugly. Like, dude,
Start seeing shit.
go for a run, right? Take a nap, bro.
Get the fuck off my
It's just unnecessarily loud observations about stuff that doesn't necessarily affect them. You know, like, this doesn't affect you. It's just like, okay, imagine you're at Subway, right? And obviously when you're at Subway, you're telling the guy to make a sandwich for you, and you're the only one that's gonna eat the sandwich. But he's making it, but it's for you, right? So you're, imagine this, you're talking to him, you're like, hey, yeah, can I get some spinach on that? And the dude goes, hey man, personally, I think spinach is fucking mid. And as the guy that's gonna eat the sandwich, I'm like,
Okay.
all right, you're not gonna eat the fucking sandwich, dude. Can I get some provolone on that? Yeah, dude, I think provolone's also fucking, there's so many better options. Like, I feel like provolone kind of fell off in the early 2000s, and like the comeback. Okay, so the punishment for this circle is simple.
Yo, that's fire, bro. Oh shit, bro. Nigga got down the fucking salami, they got down turkey, and then ham. Nigga got every hell of lettuce.
You're at a Subway. You're at the eternal Subway. You're there forever. And the sandwich you're making, all the ingredients suck. And you gotta keep making sandwiches and eating them forever. And there are huge snakes in the Subway. Level 5, heresy. The next circle of fashion hell is similar to the former, where it's just kind of spewing negativity, but instead of widespread negativity, it's punishment for the people that inflict targeted hate. The person that bullies people for their style and their looks. The bane of being in a fashion is insecurity and the fear of being scrutinized. So, you know, hypothetically, this motherfucker in this circle, this is enemy number one. Just even when there's no one actually breaking you down, just
Bro,
the thought that
chat.
there might be.
Bro, why is my homeboy, he's fucking in an abandoned high school, bro. Look at this shit, bro. Hold on. What the fuck? Shit is wild, bro. Alright, back to the video.
Someone out there that just does not fuck with me. Just the thought of being bullied might be enough to
Bro, this
apprehend
nigga's
your
test is
ambition.
fire,
The
bro.
punishment for this one's tough. Honestly, this one might be one of the worst punishments. So this one, you're strapped to a chair, right? Like H&M Margiela belt jacket style. Like you're stuck there. Eyes glued open. Like you're forced to look at this 100-inch OLED TV in front of you, right? And when you get there, you're just instantly spawn strapped in, eyes glued, TV turns
Okay.
on, and it's just it starts a video,
Of what?
POV of your number one op. Just think of the guy in the world that you hate the most. Like, think of the worst person you would like to see win, right? And you're forced to POV watch this dude live out his best life, only winning and prospering and doing all the that you wish you did in your life. You're forced to watch that. You're forced to watch your
I
number
don't have
one
nobody
op just
in
win
my world like I hate
for
them.
all eternity, right? Level 6, self-hate. Okay, the next circle of fashion hell is pretty heavy. Sinning through self-hate. The person that is so misguided through the superficial that they start to think less and maybe even start to hate themselves because of it. The double-edged sword of trying to improve how others perceive you and then ruining how you see yourself in the process. It's a very thin line where you flip-flop back and forth regularly. This one's kind of tough because even if you're very well aware that it's all a delusion and you're being dysmorphic, you're still susceptible to harboring negative feelings about the way you look and how you feel about yourself. So make good friends, man. Create better habits. Just take care of yourself. Do better. Take a fucking walk, man. Go for a walk, dog. The punishment for this circle is just paid forward by you having to live your one life not loving who you are, man. So stop paying a debt that you don't owe. Level 7, scammers. The next circle of fashion hell is
Bro, I hate
scammers.
them
Pretty
bitch ass
self-explanatory.
Them niggas.
Just fucking scammers,
Literally
you know,
just
people
go-
selling you fakes where you don't know they're fake and like people ripping you off and not.
Yeah.
And punishment is like, imagine you're reincarnated in a fucking Temu version of yourself, like a counterfeit version of yourself, where like the parts aren't working as well as you. Like just everything's kind of off. You have hip pain at age 5. You know, like let's say your native tongue is English and you speak English, but because you're in a counterfeit body, like you think in Mandarin
What the fuck
though.
are you talking-
So when
wait,
it
how
comes
you do
time to have a critical thought and actually analyze the situation, you're like thinking in Mandarin and you're like, man, I don't even know what the fuck I'm thinking about. And that's because you were born in a counterfeit version of yourself. Level 8, losing it. The
Hey, that's
final
really
layer
tough,
and the final circle of fashion hell, a slow burn. The idea of losing
dude,
it.
that's-
Losing to the
yo,
insecurity
there's
of being
people who
judged.
very
Surrendering to
fucking language,
conformity.
do they
It's fine to be
think in
lazy,
that
you know,
language
and
too?
not be as ambitious as you
That's
normally
insane.
would. You know, like when it's
I guess-
fucking hot outside, I'm like, I'm not gonna try today, dude. Fuck
Yo,
off.
I just
And also,
thought
you know, I'll take a break
Spanish.
from it every now and then when I'm like,
What
I'm
the
just not
fuck,
feeling
cuz?
myself. But you only have so many
Yo.
chances to express yourself. You must really give yourself a try. You know, really giving it a shot and putting yourself out there. It takes effort, right? It takes time. It even takes a little bit of force. Like you gotta force yourself to do this. But at the very least, you must try, man. Which is why losing it is the final destination. It makes all the other circles pointless. When you surrender to nothingness, to the point where
gotta
there's
lose
no
the
longer
dress?
anything to
I gotta
overcome
lose
because you
the
just
swag?
don't care
I
to
gotta lose the
overcome
swag
it.
and get the
Then you
swag
are
back so
nothing.
y'all niggas
Don't
can take
lose
the
it,
swag
man.
and get it back.
Take a break, but don't lose it. Which is why I always come back to the sponsor of today's video, Square.
No. Fuck. I was supposed to do it before that. But yeah, that's the end of the video. See ya.